All right, all you RYAO hooligans. We're out here running around like a bunch of fooligans. This is the RYAO Network Rockcast. Welcome. Be sure to check out our simple website at www.ryao.net. While you're there, jump on the Contact Us page and send us a quick message. Ask a question, make a suggestion, or let us know if you'd like to be on our email list so you can be the first to know about new podcast releases or special events. Our main social media is currently Facebook, where you can find us as ryao.net. You can also find us now on Twitter as @RYAONET. All right, we're here again at the RYAO studios with our good friends Nick Sabat on
Hello,
sports,
hooligans,
and Sticks Hooligan on weather.
Yeah, all you cats and kittens, how you doing?
We always like to check in to see what everybody's drinking. So, Nick, what's your social lubricant of choice today?
Double K, I am headed to the Rocky Mountains today. And we'll have a nice Coors Light. Sounds a lot like this when it's opened. And this is a little bit different than... how many years has Coors Light been in production? I would say, let's just say 70, 80 years. But this year, it's a limited edition of Coors Light, summer 2020.
Bicentennial.
And I'm going to say that it doesn't taste any fucking different than it did last year or 5 years from now, but it's still pretty good. And I also have to commend Coors Light. They have the mountains turn blue when the beer is nice and cold. So I don't know if it actually works, but it sure is a good marketing scheme.
Nice.
Sticks, over to you.
Wait, I'm sorry. The can changes colors if it gets cold?
You didn't know about this? Yeah. So there are mountains on the can. The word summer 2020 is on the can. And if you buy it in the store and it's not in the refrigerator, all of the mountains are just gray. But you will be... There's an indicator of when the mountains turn blue, meaning that the snow's icy cold. And that's what's making your beer, that it is at the perfect temperature for consumption. And so like I'm about to consume
kind of like
one.
your testicles. They turn blue when it's cold.
I never made that connection, so thank you for the
little bit of a reference back to the inaugural podcast.
Blue balls.
Yeah. All those weeks ago.
Sticks, over to you.
Let me tell you, I got a new beer here. It is infused with THC. And it is called Yabba Dabby Doo. No, Yabba Dooby Doo. It is a Flintstones. No, that is an old reference.
Are you sure? I don't. Are you? I've
Hold
never
on.
heard of that one.
I am taking off my sunglasses and I'm going to look at it again. It is wrong. It is not Yabba Dooby Doo. It is.
Yeah, that seems a little.
That seems far-fetched. This is Brecken Bock beer. I wish I could show you the bottle. It is beautiful. It's got mountains on it too.
Is it made in bedrock?
No, it's made in bedrock. It's made up in somewhere in fucking Wisconsin, but I can't tell who it comes from.
Well, yabba dabba
Brecken
don't.
Bock. It is damn tasty.
It's yabba dabba delicious.
So Kay, what do your mountains? What color are your mountains?
Yabba dabba don't say that again.
Well, 1, 2, 3.
Well, mine is a Shiner Mango Kolsch today. And it is probably one of the more flavorful flavored Shiners that I've had, of the ones that I've had. So I'm enjoying that.
Mango.
You're about the mango, the peach, the what have you had before? Iced tea?
No, for the Shiner, it's just been, I've had Shiner, well, not on the show, but the last Shiner I had on the show was a peach. Yes, it was a peach, but it wasn't as flavorful as this one.
All right, Peachy, you were one freaky fucker. That's what I like about you.
Fruity.
Thank you, I appreciate
Fruity
that.
beers. Like it.
Yeah, kind of girly, maybe, I don't know.
No.
Well, you know, I know what you guys are saying. Like, I'm a little flustered here today because
Uh-oh.
I've been watching.
You okay?
Yeah. No, I've been watching a little bit of Ghost Adventures on Travel Channel, and I'm just a little.
'Tis the season.
I'm a little shaky. I'm a little shaken up. I mean, there's some kind of crazy stuff that goes on that show. I mean, when you see like doors fly open and stuff like that, it makes me want to create maybe like an RYAO Ghost Adventure team and call them like the RYAO Skeptical Ghost Hunters, because this is my theory and I don't want to go crazy on it, but if you want to see something, you're a little bit more prone maybe to see it. So I'm thinking I would be a little bit more convinced if there were a bunch of guys that went out there and said like everything they saw, they just kind of blew it off. They're like, yeah, that's nothing, or whatever.
Fake.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you record something, you all go like, okay,
Lame.
that's it.
Fake ghouls.
Then all of a sudden you see something, you're like, yeah, this is the real deal. This is the shit.
Yeah, like, fuck, that's Ghost. So, I don't know, just a thing, but Ghost Adventures, they're pretty cool. I'd like to meet them. We can interview them. I think they'd be pretty interesting.
I'm not familiar. Are there like regular cast members to this Ghost Adventures show?
Yeah, it's a bunch of guys. It's right. Some of the episodes, it seems like there's 3 distinct dudes. They kind of change their titles a little bit here and there, but then there's other guys that show up and are on the team. So
Titles like head ghost hunter, or
no, like a equipment tech,
spooky analyst.
I think it's more like equipment tech versus investigator. It's like, okay, you guys are all just Ghost Adventure guys. Let's just go with that.
Are they looking for a job? Because we could maybe hire them to run the board, and that way you could focus more on just the discussions that we have, and so you're not
maybe
sidetracked.
Maybe like an equipment guy. I mean, get on the. I don't know. I always get in on stuff pretty good, but I miss a little bit here and there when I'm turning some knobs.
Oh, no, you do an excellent job. It's no reflection upon your performance at all. Just wondering if the Ghost Adventure thing doesn't work out for them, potentially they have a home here at RYAO.
Yeah. I
not.
think that would be great. Of course, they're going to drag a bunch of demons that they've got
That's
latched
the
on
problem.
from every location.
That's my problem. It's like,
that.
you're down with that?
Yeah, let's step this show up a notch.
That's true. If we can get somebody who's actually possessed on the show, that would spike our numbers into the 2 digits. That would be really cool.
Yeah. No, I'm willing to work in all kinds of stuff. You were talking about having a scriber and doing some transcriptions for the deaf and stuff like that. That's eventually we'll have like a big posse, kind of like MC Hammer did.
I don't think you can say that word on air. I don't think you can say that.
What, MC Hammer?
No, posse.
But that's what they were all called themselves, his posse. Like Insane Clown Posse, that was in the name of the group.
Yeah, true.
That's right.
I stand
That's
corrected.
right. Insane Clown Posse actually was MC Hammer's posse, and then they broke off. I think that's how it happened.
Did they wear the makeup during the time that they were with MC Hammer?
Oh,
I must have missed that.
If you don't know your Insane Clown Posse history, I think you should just step back off the mic.
Hey, that's ICP to you.
Oh, ooh.
Insane Clown Posse is, I really do want to learn a little bit more about how they came about. I'm just wondering when they got the idea for the face makeup. Weird.
Yeah, good question.
Motley Crue.
It's original.
Watch your back. Okay. Sticks, lead us off on some substantive topic today.
I gotta open another beer while I do it. I was thinking, as I think after every podcast, I think about you, Kay. I think about you a lot. I think about what you say.
Hopefully clothed.
Whatever. And you know what? You were talking last week about getting into music, or maybe that was the other. I can't remember these podcasts. And you were saying how about like you got into Jump by Van Halen. Kind of like late, like you weren't down with music like as quickly as others around you, and I think that's very interesting. And I started thinking about, once you like if Jump is like your first Van Halen thing, and then you start, working your way backwards and thinking, oh shit, they actually had these better.
Do you need some help over there?
Sorry, my beer.
You're adjusting a lot of stuff.
A lot of housekeeping going on over on that side of the table.
I got my beer. I got my bottle over there.
Yeah, it sounds like
I don't want to bump my mic and be unprofessional. Makes me want to just sit here and drink in silence. Jeez, fuck you guys. So I started thinking like bands that you get into kind of in the back door. What? And I started thinking I've been playing a couple different artists lately and realizing like David Bowie, when I was a kid, I thought he was the only record I had in the house was Young Americans. So I thought David Bowie was just this kind of soul singer, and which is what that album was, like Philly soul sound and saxophones and horns.
Oh, Young Americans, the song. That's very soulful. Yeah.
And the whole album was that way. So it was weird for me to later find out like that's not him. That was like an offshoot of what he was doing. He's doing all kinds of freaky shit before and after and much later. I don't know that I like him like as much as everybody kind of worships the ground he walks on, but I don't get it. But it's just, it made me think of those people that you come into and you came into thinking they were one thing. And as you got deeper into their music, you thought, oh, whole different thing. I will give you another example, and it's a B group as well. It's Black Sabbath. And Black Sabbath freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid. My brother had the albums, and they're all stringy haired looking. You've seen the pictures of them probably back in the day, and they just look fucking disgusting. So I avoided all the scary stuff, and there's one song. It's on our Spotify playlist if you tune in, called It's All Right. It's probably the lowest piece of shit. Most Black Sabbath fans would say you're an asshole. You don't know what if you like that song, you're an asshole. And as a kid, it's like a church song. It was just a bunch of hippies singing with organs and the light coming in through the stained glass of the church, like it's all right, and talks about your friends and your neighbors. When I was a little kid,
low key tune for
that. I could handle the church song when I was a kid, but you put on the Black Sabbath song where he's singing about Satan pointing at him and laughing at him.
Yikes.
I was brought up Catholic. The devil was real as shit. So when Ozzy Osbourne says, please God help me, I'm freaking the fuck out, and I can't handle. I would actually I would put the record player on, and I would turn the volume down, and I would kind of hear it like real low, like, please God help me.
Oh, like if you don't hear it, maybe it'll go away.
Yeah. If Ozzy is seeking assistance from the Lord, then everybody better seek some assistance. Yeah.
Yeah, get the fuck out. So I just started thinking about groups that, again, that are kind of that don't do that, like AC/DC. If you get in, no matter where you get in AC/DC, it's AC/DC. So I was wondering if you guys have any groups like that you think. I thought they were one way when I got into them. A little more digging into it, they got a little bit. They're a lot different than I thought.
Right. I know. I understand.
I'm gonna get
Nick,
my beer.
You want to go first on that, or you want me to?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. My answer is probably pretty short, and I don't know if it really goes along the lines that you were describing, Sticks. I mean, a little bit, but not entirely. But there was a song that came out 6 or 7 years ago that I first heard on the radio, and it had I wouldn't say a long tenured on the radio, but every once in a while it continues to come on. But it's a song called Kiss This, and it's by The Struts. And The Struts are a British band, and I would describe the Struts as being across among three things. I would say Queen, the Rolling Stones, and Michael Jackson. But this Kiss This song came out, and it's you typically found on hard rock radio, but it's a little bit poppy, but it's pretty catchy and a little funky. And it's really about love gone bad. Wow, imagine that, a rock and roll song about love gone bad. I know it's not a stretch, but it is really catchy, and it's just kind of in your face. And as the song describes, "Kiss This," you could just imagine what the guy's talking about.
Right.
The lyrics themselves really aren't too complex, but it is a really good song. The first time I saw the Struts, they opened up with the Foo Fighters. I believe it was in the fall of 2017. And I knew that they sang
that'd be a good
Kiss
show.
This. I'm not a guy that usually listens to a song the first time and says, yeah, I like this song. But I liked that song, Kiss This, from the very beginning. The very first time I heard it, I thought it was good. And when I learned that the Struts were going to open up for Foo Fighters, I thought, hey, this is a great opportunity to hear some of their other music. And again, being a guy who doesn't really like a song typically for the very first time, they came on stage and the crowd was not into it, but they played their hearts out. And they saw this as an opportunity that they're opening up for a band with the scope that Foo Fighters has over the rock and roll world, and they just play their hearts out. And the lead singer even said at one point, "Is there anybody out there?" And it was kind of embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for the rest of you fuckers who are here in this Coliseum, because I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait until Kiss This comes on. But during the course of their probably 30 minutes on stage, they played a variety of their songs. And I remember getting my phone out and just typing in the lyrics of some of their songs because I liked the songs that they were singing. So I could go back and download them off of iTunes or whatever. But again, it's just the visual that they put off is that it's very Rolling Stones type of feel, and there's also this Michael Jackson flair. And I mean that because the lead singer, what he wears is just like this colonel type of jacket that's sparkly and like very military type of jacket that's sparkly and flashy, and it's got these big shoulder pads with these like epitaph things that are coming off of it. And then he's got these black shoes on with sparkly socks, and it's like, yeah, we know what you're trying to do here. You're clearly not Michael Jackson. You're clearly not singing songs like Michael Jackson, but it worked for them. And to this day, those are some of those really good songs that I go back to and listen to. So they never really hit it mainstream. I think they could probably fill venues that or have, maybe have 2,000 or 3,000 people on it. They're not going to fill stadiums anytime soon, but certainly some catchy, fun tunes.
Reminds me of a Cry of Love. Do you know the group Cry of Love?
Explain.
I've never heard of them. Same type of thing. They had Peace Pipe was one of their tunes. I saw them open up for Aerosmith in Iowa City, and there's a big story that goes along with that, which I won't go into, but that they were sort of exactly the same thing. Or remember the Baby Animals? They opened up in the 80s for Kiss, along with like Winger. Winger kind of became a little bit more of a bigger deal than Baby Animals. But I remember when I was doing Spotlight for Baby Animals, the guy on the board, I heard him say in the headphones, because we could hear the loop for all the crews around the arena, and they basically just said, kind of like, you gave it a good shot, ladies, but it's just not going to go, or something like that. Like they were discussing that on the radio, like it's just not going to go, that type of talk. I think that happens to more groups than you think, Yeah. If I had a name like Baby Animals, I'd have like everybody would have their own identity animal, and they come out on stage crawling on stage, and then when the drums kick in, like they grow into men, like man animals. You know what I'm saying? Like
if I played in a band called Baby Animals, I would probably find another band to play in.
What kind of animals are we? Baby animals.
You guys don't even know your own identity.
Well, like, what kind of animal are you? It kind of depends on what animal you are. Maybe you're a nymph, or maybe you're like a baby
A nymph.
tadpole, or a
Yeah, like a baby goat, and you feed them bottles on stage and stuff. I'm just trying to think of the gimmicks. You know?
At the end of the set, they're an actual frog from a tadpole.
Yeah, he came out as a tadpole. Like the drummer's a frog. This is killer.
the
What
first
is
thing
that
that I
guy?
was
I can't wait to see what he turns into.
the first thing I was just picturing was this bass player coming out with this big giraffe head thing on.
Oh my God! His head's hitting the lights.
And that's the baby. Get that goddamn thing off of here.
It's going to increase to twice the size.
What's that smell? The lights are burning the fur off that stupid giraffe head.
They're leaving dumps on stage for the stage crew to do. I don't understand what's going on. They're not even playing music.
One of them comes out as a Bigfoot. That's not even an animal. It doesn't even really exist.
It lopes.
Is that a baby Sasquatch? What is that?
Okay, no, hold on. You've named two bands. I don't have a clue who the fuck you're talking about. So you gotta put some Spotify songs on for what? Baby animals, or what was it? A Book of Freaks? What was
Cry
it?
of Love.
Cry of Love.
Peace Pipe.
Otherwise known as Book of Freaks, yes.
You would recognize their songs. They played those songs on the radio a lot. They're very recognizable, but I don't think I don't know how many albums they made, but same type of thing that Nick was describing. Okay, guys, I got to take a break here. We'll be right
What?
back.
No, not yet.
Hey, hooligans. You're driving around all over the place. The perfect time to flip on the RYAO Rockcast. But then you start to panic. You feel lost. You feel alone. You're thinking, I'm so busy. How am I going to know when the new RYAO Rockcast is released? How am I going to know about RYAO special events? Just get on our email list. Go to the Contact Us page at ryao.net and send a message. Or send a quick email to elist, that's ELIST, at ryao.net. And let us know you'd like to be on our email list.
All right, Kay. So tell us your artist that you discovered that turned out to be a little different than what you originally thought of them.
Well, one thing that I want to mention here, and I think I speak for the whole RYAO crew, none of us are necessarily experts regarding any particular group or, rock music or music in general, right? We're not here to preach or come across as wanting to tell you everything we know.
I am.
We're all learning, and if we weren't, we wouldn't be doing this show, because that's what it's all about. And aside from all the sex, drugs, and whatever, that's the fun of it, is the learning of all this stuff. And through this discussion, we're hoping to learn from each other and learn from you, the RYAO hooligans, as well. So jump in and participate whenever you feel you want to get in on the conversation.
All right.
But everybody comes from different backgrounds, and they also, that's what's really cool about it. So we want you to jump into the party and get involved and add to the collective knowledge and appreciation of all this music that we're talking about. So,
Or else.
yeah, like Nick was saying, we all have our tastes in music, and that's why we have a collective group here, because we can all hit upon things from a different angle. So when you talk about this topic, at the time when I learned about some tunes, I felt I was coming in on the back end of them, but maybe not for people who were a little bit older or had more eclectic taste in music or well-rounded taste in music. So Sammy John's, the song Chevy Van from 1975, was one tune that somebody put on a mixtape for me along with Ballroom Blitz by Sweet. And I would just play that tune. I would play that mixtape over and over and over, and I was like, I don't hear anybody playing any of these songs. These must be kind of like eclectic or whatever, you know. Now,
Chevy Van.
So then,
who do we know the person who made you this tape? Do we know this person?
You might. Yeah, you might. You might.
All right.
Know
We'll talk.
him.
We'll talk.
But yeah. Then comes along in was it the early 1990s, and on Wayne's World, then Tia Carrere's little band on that movie plays Ballroom Blitz, right?
Right.
So I'm like, well, damn it! I thought I was special. I thought I was like appreciating a tune that was really, not in the mainstream. And then it was kind of like mainstream. So that's what I mean. This big intro here is that it kind of all depends on your perspective as to what you call the back end. And, but what I can tell you is I think one band that would really fit the bill for me, I got this CD when I don't know who gave this to me for my birthday.
I have the tape. I have the cassette. That's hilarious.
In the early 90s, it was the Beavis and Butthead Experience. And Beavis and Butthead was an animated series throughout the 90s on MTV, if you're not familiar. It ran for like 7 or 8 years. And somebody put out this CD of all these songs that are a little bit not mainstream by fairly mainstream artists. I maybe you would agree, maybe not. Aerosmith is pretty mainstream, but the song that they put on here was not really played on the radio.
No.
What was it?
The Aerosmith song was Deuces Are Wild.
Deuces Are Wild, that's right.
It's a great song.
Nirvana had a song on there.
Yeah, right? I Hate Myself and Want to Die.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Cher.
Yeah, Cher was on there with Beavis and Butthead doing
I like how Styx is just pulling it from memory.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking, because I used to. This is like the BMG Record Club where you could order your box of 11 cassettes for a penny.
Here's the order of the songs on the Beavis and Butthead Experience CD that I don't have in front of me, and then Styx just rattles it off.
Hey, Kay, is that the one that has this song on it? And what about this? You're going to mention a song I haven't mentioned, though.
Exactly. Okay, well, no, so here it is. Poetry and Prose by Primus. It even has Beavis and Butthead mentioned in the lyrics. I had not listened to any Primus at the time, and I would say I got in on the back door of Primus's back door. Now, I've never listened to enough Primus to feel like I've ever landed on my feet or felt like a real resonance with them, but that's kind of their angle anyway. They're quite, would you agree, they're kind of quite off the wall?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
In a good way. But in a weird way, like it seems like the people who would be real Primus fans, they're also kind of eclectic people themselves.
Right.
And since I'm not eclectic, I'm pretty normal.
Well, but I mean, I just never, I just, that's the only band I can come up with, is because for the most part, when I was racking my brain about this question here, I was like, no. I was going through each of the bands, like you'll usually hear their mainstream songs, their popular songs. Even if you've heard another one, you're gonna immediately pick up on the one, oh, that's that popular song here or whatever,
Yeah.
But Primus, I just never really.
That was my
spent a lot of
challenge
time
too.
with
It's just
Primus.
like I'm not the obscure song guy. I'm not the obscure group guy, and I want to be obscure music guy. But that was where my challenge was, is where the response that I'm going to give to that question that Styx is posing. So I need to be better at that. I challenge all the hooligans to get better at that. Just to, like start with a Spotify list that we're putting together. Give the songs a listen. Get it like a minute or 90 seconds into the song before you just ditch it and move on to the next one.
Yeah, it's kind of like Styx was saying. I think on our last show was that so many people are just like. It's amazing, especially if you play in bands and you want to do a variety of different kinds of songs. You really see that there's a lot of people that are very narrow in their taste. Very like, if it's not Poison, I'm not going to play it. If it's not
Right.
Rat or something that I know from the 80s, it's like, well, it's not the 80s anymore, man. If it's an 80s band, yeah, for sure. But if you want to play some different kind of stuff, you have to kind of you got to be a little bit more open-minded and listen to some different stuff.
Yeah, you can't get stuck on Disco Mickey for the rest of your life. I mean, it's just not a good option.
No, we can't be stuck in the past. So yeah, that's what I mean is that, what I said when I started was that you have to broaden your perspective a bit, and you'll really find some stuff that's really cool. Bowie, same way. I never spent a lot of time in Bowie territory either, but there's some cool tunes,
I'm okay with not spending any time in the Bowie area. I'm good with it.
Uh-oh. What's the one Bowie song you could stand if it came on the radio that you'd be okay? Like that one's okay.
It's not even a Bowie song, but isn't it Dancing in the Streets with didn't he partner with
Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger. That's all I could come up with.
Let's go to break. God damn it.
Okay. Okay, let's go to break, and you guys can fight it out. We'll be right back and see who's left.
Jesus.
Hey, hooligans. We create a Spotify playlist for each of our episodes. You can check that out and create an account for yourself at Spotify, and it's free. You can also get a premium edition of Spotify for a small fee per month, and check out all our music. Support the musicians that make the music that we talk about. You're listening to the RYAO Network Rockcast.
How about Nick the Prick? That's what I'm thinking.
I
You
don't
should
know what
change
your
your
deal
name to
with
Nick
Bowie
the Prick.
is. I mean, get over it.
Bowie, pay the man some respect. He died.
Respect. Well, hey, there's a lot of people that are dead that aren't getting respect. And
name
Bowie's
two.
Just one of a couple thousand. Okay,
A couple thousand. Name two other people who have died who deserve respect.
Okay.
Mick Jagger.
Wait, hold
minute.
on. Hold on. Let's
Keith Richards.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, those two.
let's get back on track here. I feel like you guys
Liberace's not dead.
You need some help up. He hit you pretty hard there.
Look. Hey, I didn't want to get into this.
Wounds heal.
I didn't want to get into this.
And
I tell stories, but go ahead.
Styx, it really wasn't. You should really not go for the face. Go for the body,
right?
Because it's just not fair.
Hey, my nails reach out wherever they land. I don't put my claws in.
They scratch, and when you do that,
I wasn't going to say this I learned something about Nick over the weekend. I was going through some papers that I got from the old days.
Here we go.
From decades ago. You remember we used to write to each other. We used to actually write to each other, decorate the paper, decorate the envelopes, and
before
have a good time. Before typewriters. And I kept some of this shit before typewriters.
Yeah.
Before
my word
matrix
processor.
Printers?
Yeah, before I printed it out on my dot matrix.
And you had to tear the perforations off on the sides.
I liked how we used to always try to one up each other as to how mangled we could make the letter,
right?
And they would still deliver
it. A lighter and then burn the shit out of the letter, burn the outside of the envelope.
Nick's thing was the burning. He would burn like a quarter of the envelope, and they would still deliver it.
If I'm not mistaken, there was even someone's tooth in an envelope at one point in time.
They'll never deliver. Oh shit, they did.
Here, you can't have part of me. Okay, here we go. This is how much you mean to me right now.
You can't do that on email or on electronic anything.
I don't think you should be
when
doing
you get
that by U.S. Postal Service either, sending body parts through the mail. I think that's frowned upon.
But it is fun.
It is fun because we got away with it.
So Nick sent me this letter, and he told me about back in the high school days, or guess, or whatever. And I'm a couple years older than he is, of course, so I'm a man of the world. I'm experienced. I've heard David Bowie more often, that kind of thing. So he writes and tells me that he went to Six Flags with his girlfriend at the time. He went to go see the Bangles. You went and saw the fucking Bangles.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Now, hey, don't get me wrong. I love me some The Bangles, okay?
I love the Bangles.
But I don't recall going to see the Bangles. Tell me
Would you
more.
like me to tell you? Would you like me to tell you what you said about their skirts?
Could you
God, please.
could you refresh my memory on seeing
I
the
wish
Bangles?
I did. I didn't realize we were going to break into this Bowie fight, or else I would have brought all of my letters with me to have right in front of me. But I do remember you saying that you went and saw the Bangles at Six Flags, and it was like when they were like the Bangles, like big deal
Shit, yeah.
group. So they're playing in front of the
playing at
screaming.
Six Flags, for God's sake. It must be really something.
I went into Six Flags at 8:30 in the morning walking like an Egyptian, if you know what I'm talking about.
You had that, did you? Yeah, but I can't imagine playing at Six Flags and just another manic, and here comes a scream, and you go, "Rah!" Like, thanks for ruining my
What
passionate.
did that venue hold? Like 700?
Oh, just yeah. I mean, it's meant for goat shows and barnyard animals to come out and do like.
You could see them from a roller coaster like every 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're the Bangles. They're the Bangles. They're the Bangles. And they're picking hay. They're picking hay out of their hair, I'm sure, because they're just backstage, kicking through the
what?
goat shit, and all this stuff, and their high heels. But
Well, please share some more details about my experience with the Bangles at Six Flags.
You did mention that there's, what did you say? Their skirts went all the way up to their heinies or something.
Well, this is a little too risque for this Rockcast.
Yeah. This is too fucking risque for this Rockcast. I'm sorry to all you children out there who had to put up with that filth, but that checks out though. I think
Heinies, and you don't mean Heinekens.
their legs went all the way up to their Heinekens.
So that's it. That's all you got.
Oh, you want some? I'll find some more shit in those letters. I'll bring it back next time.
Got to really dig. You got to really dig.
Yeah, tune into Rockcast number 4. It's going to be full of.
I wish I could remember
talk.
that. Why did I suppress that memory? Well, I mean, I could think of a couple of reasons, but wow.
Well, I think you probably went with your beau at the time. Beau? Belle. No, you're the beau. She's the belle. Girlfriend. You went with your girlfriend at the time. I'm sure it's one of those things of you want to go, and of course, what choice do you have?
Yeah, you're like,
we've all been
with
there.
you. Yeah.
We've all been there. In fact, I would like to hear about date concerts versus the ones I went and saw Aerosmith. I went and saw Van Halen. Yeah, who do you have to go see?
Yeah.
Who did you not want to go see that you got suckered into because you wanted to be a good guy?
Yeah, good topic.
That's a topic for the next time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. I'm glad you guys have made up.
Wrap it up.
I'm glad you got your heinies patched up.
Dancing in the streets.
So let's just wrap this up.
Mick Jagger.
So don't forget to check us out at our website at www.ryao.net.
Oh, yeah.
Contact us page. You just go on there. You put your name, your email, your social security number. No, I'm just kidding. Just
Topic you want to fight about with one of us?
Send us emails that we'll never reply to. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Totally
Dead letter office.
Anyway, tell us if you want to be on our email list. We'd love to send you some info when we have a new show, when we have a special event. Social media on Facebook. We're on there. We're posting our Rockcast on there. And then also Twitter. We can certainly use more Twitter followers all the time. So love to hear from you. Love to have you follow us. And we'd love to have you back with us next week.
I'm loving yous.
So never stop rocking. Go blow yourselves. See you next week.
See ya. Woo!